All right, hello everyone. So let's dash over them today. I've got gold in front of me today. I said we'd come up to these targets. As you can see, we had 2053 here, I think. Yesterday, 2053. So just made it. It'll probably come up there. If you went long, okay, these are the Astro hours. If you went long, you should have been okay. These are the Astro hours. Market is at target. Okay, pretty much here we had 2045, 2035, 45, 53, and we're pretty much all done. What to do with this now? Weekly, we're still going up. Okay, so our direction is still long. As you can see, we've got a bit more room to come up there, and then the market should pull back a little bit, at least back into this zone here. We should get back into 2000, maybe 18, 15. Support for today is 69, 66, which is 2025, 31. If the market comes down to 2025, 31, which is your daily pivot there, okay, this is going to be your buy zone to get in at Astro hours to go long. I've already put the Astro hours into the members area, and as you can see them here as well. So watch out for my comments. There's news coming out, and I can see news coming out with the planets today as well. So gold, if we come back down, you can go up. Okay, simple. And you just follow that through. SP 500, guys, I said this is a sell zone yesterday. If you sold yesterday, you should have been okay. It was sellable here, as you can see. Look, the market sold here. That's the opening. It retraces up into the Astro hour, sell off, goes up into the daily pivot, Astro hours, sell down. This is the Astro hours. I said the targets were 4,540. I said this was the daily support. So I said be careful around these levels here, 4543, 4540. Market picked up at the Astro hours here. So if you went long, you should have been okay. It went right up into the Astro hours. Target was 4563. Nicely done at the Astro hour. Coming back down at an Astro hour. You can see the Astro hour here as well. And then picking up again, going up. So what we want to do with the indices, as you know, want to sell. We're at a resistance level here. If the market goes above this 4565, don't stand in front of it. So 4565, do not stand in front of this. Okay, if the market goes above 4565, just don't stand in front of it. See what will happen. In any case, though, what we want to do is be sellers at Astro hours. And I said be careful for the news, because the news can give us something tricky to push up. So don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, although we are at the highs here on the weekly and also on the monthly, all right, the news might do a surprise for us. So be careful as we head towards New York opening and then towards 7:28:40 my time. Okay, expect sudden moves in the market, so be careful, right? But my bias is still to the downside. This is a sell zone, so for indices, I'm looking to sell in this zone. Okay, that's the sell zone. If it makes a bit of an up move, just stay back. Okay, just take a step back, let it do what it needs to do, and then work on it. Once we have a swing, it should continue towards closing. I've made a note of it in the members area. Now, euro dollar, same kind of thing here. We talked about these levels before. If you take a look at the euro dollar as well, if you shorted the highs, you should have been okay. All right. This was no man's land, actually, if you think about it, because that was the high, this was the low, and this is all no man's land. So once the market went up, it went into those targets 0992. And remember, I talked about 1013. Right, I've been talking about it all week. We had this up here, and the market makes it really pretty much on the dot at the Astro hour and just falls down back into the Astro hour, goes up back into the Astro hour, and goes and hits the target. That is how astrology works. So all you got to do is keep an eye on your target and on your zone. So with the daily as well, what we want to do with the euro dollar is we've made that monthly target. You know, what we might want to see, what we'd like to see, is a nice sharp move to come down, so we can actually keep following it down. This zone is resistance. If it goes above this and closes above that, it's tricky. As you can see, it hasn't closed above it. Okay, the bars have closed below it in Asia, so it's a little tricky, but the shift is still upwards, right? If we were just doing technical analysis, we'd say, you know what, this is going up. But 77 is 1021 today, right? 1021. So if I move this to 1021, this is also going to be your zone today. All right. So this is 1021 on the daily on the PST level. So if we're looking to sell, this is where we want to be looking to sell. The daily support is 65, 1.0946. So it needs to come all the way down into 1.0946 to be on the daily support. So I can now get rid of this as well. So if you want to sell, you got to sell the highs, no doubt about it. And on the monthlies, well, this is the zone. All right. If the market does want to sell, we should be selling off here. If you want to buy, you need to buy when the market comes down, at least into this weekly or the previous day low, which is down here. Or we're testing this 1.0946 zone here. All right. So don't do anything in no man's land. If you want to sell, keep it at the tops. Okay. Previous day's highs and this 1.1021, selling at the Astro hours downwards is okay. Be careful for the news. News is going to be important. If we're at the tops, the market might swing down. If it does swing down, it should carry on until closing, like I said. All right. If it breaks out, don't stand in front of it selling it. If it breaks out, it's going to go until closing. All right. So be mindful when that news is coming out. It's at 6 o'clock. I made a note of it on your members area. So check that out. Now, with all the indices, as you know, we are doing the same stuff. So what we want to do is sell the highs at our PST levels when it matches our Astro hours. Until then, as you know, the tops can be a distribution where we're going sideways, consolidating, and they sell the tops and buy the bottoms until we have a break down towards the downside. So if this opens up, we'll carry on with Dow Jones and Nasdaq and Bitcoin. Here we've got the same thing here, as you can see, right on the Astro hours. If you take a look, it's going to be the same as what happened with the SP 500. Nice move up from the lows. I talked about this 35,317. Market dips down. In the Astro hours, going up, coming down, and up here. Now we want to sell this off. Any up move you can sell off, but like I said, be careful with the news because we're going to have some surprises in the news. Other than that, this is a sell zone. If the market does come down first, okay, be careful for a choppy move, and then be careful. Be careful for choppy stuff. Okay, this is what's going to happen. Now, this is on the weekly, as you can see, right? So we might have the market pushing up a little bit more, sweeping stuff. But at the end of the day, this zone is where we should be starting to look to sell, which on the daily is here. So there's nothing new here. On the upside, what you've got is this level, your LCL1, 35,522, 35,522 is here, slightly higher. Okay, 35,522. So this zone is still a sell zone if it tries the high of yesterday. I think it's sellable at Astro hours. Just need to be careful about the news that's happening. Okay. Other than that, for me, this is a sell zone. If you want to take a step back, wait for the news announcement, and then go for the trade on on the smaller time frame, it's definitely doable. If you want to buy it again, you can see on the daily here, the first support is going to be here, 71. Now the market's got room to push up, so you have to be careful here. If it comes back into Astro hour and you want to buy, I don't blame you. 35,344 is going to be a spot on the daily. 35,344 is there. Okay, it's where they picked up yesterday. So it just depends on the news. All right, so be careful. This is how it is. So it's going to be a bit tricky today. If you match your hours, you should be okay. Don't trade in no man's land. Let the market come to you for a push up or go up for a push down. Nasdaq, same thing. No dramas here. We want to be sellers. All right. So if the market goes back up, selling again is an option. Now here, we've got one more room here, 68. It's quite out there, 16,322. Okay, 16,322 322 is out there. We might have a surprise today, so don't be shocked if the market all of a sudden hits up there. You got 77, 16,252. So you got 16,252 happening here as well. All right, 252, 256 is going to be a zone 2. And look at this. The market's already pretty much done these targets from yesterday, so no problems there here as well. So we're going to have to check it out. The market might break a little higher, so be prepared on the indices, all right? Because we might get into that breakout, and that shouldn't surprise you if it does, okay? It should not surprise you. And we're going slightly above that 63.79. We haven't gone above it yet, but this is going to be, that's going to be the zone there. Okay. 16,156 is also a level. We're going to keep an eye out for 16,156 is there. All right. Wow. Bitcoin, as you can see, we're in this zone here. Like I said with this one as well, before we can decide to short, we need to have some swing breaks. But if you want to sell the highs, you still can. I talked about these PST levels. If you're listening to the PST levels, there you go. You could have sold off on that one as well there. If you bought into that, that's also okay. You would have been doing that on Astro Hours yesterday as well. And that's basically it. If you had the Astro Hours too, then you should have been okay, because this would have been, what time is that? That's 9:30 is there, okay, which is, just bear with me, 8:30. On the platform, it should be 8:30, which is right on that bar. So this was the bar. As you can see, the market comes into the Astro Hour, into the lows, and then the market picks up. And then the other hours for that is going to be those 12 o'clock ones, isn't it? That's at 12 o'clock here. All right, 12:05 until 12:20, which is right there. All right, so if you bought here as well, you should have been okay. You can see the market just pushing all the way up in there. So this zone, I talked about these levels here before, nice and easy. Okay, you can just sit and wait. You can see there's big divergence happening here. If the market goes back up above this 63, if you go above 38,265, don't stand in front of it. 38,265 is going to be the level for today. If it goes above this and above the high of yesterday, then you got room to go up. Okay, where your first stop is going to be 68.69, which is 39,366. All right, 39,366. So we could go all the way into there. All right. So if you want to buy a pullback to go into there, you can cover the trade there, push it up into there if it does break out. Okay, if it breaks out, that's fine. On the daily, this is pretty aggressive, so it's pretty bullish. Okay, so we can expect the market to push up still. Okay, and that's that. It's a bit of a rush video today, no choice, but you guys are following it since Monday, so there shouldn't be any surprise.